everyone, and welcome back to the Beach Channel. We're talking everything real estate with me, Lucy Demeo, my dog Moo, and today I have a developer on the show. Welcome to the show, Robert Cambo from Alliance Companies. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You know, usually on the show we talk about luxury real estate.
Yes.
So you're totally different. You
Completely.
do more affordable, homes.
I build rental properties, market rate housing for moderate income families.
Got it.
And we also build charter schools around the state.
Wow.
Which is public schools run by the private sector. And we have built 25,000 student stations around the state we build K through 8s, 6 through 12s.
Wow.
And they are publicly funded for the operations, but the private sector builds the facilities for them. They basically build classrooms and apartments.
So how did you get into it?
Great story. Totally by accident.
Yeah.
Totally by accident. I was actually in the Doral area building warehouses.
Really?
And in one of our projects, and this has got to be 2004, 2002, something like that, a real estate broker walks into our offices and says, "Hey, I'm working with a charter school. They built one close by, and the demand is so great that we need more classroom space." And I go, "What the heck is a charter school?" Completely foreign topic to me. But as a parent, I have a special needs son, and we were going through a period where we were just bouncing. This is autism in 2002, which, there was like one public school option and some private school options. Nobody knew anybody about it. So it just kind of piqued my curiosity.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it was also people that wanted to do good. They were educators, teaching kids. I mean, it's a tuition-free public school.
Yeah,
so
incredible.
You're giving parents a choice if they have either the private schools or the public schools. Actually, it's really the public schools not satisfying their needs because they can't afford private schools.
Yeah.
So, that's
very much the same as in England, to be honest. The system. Yeah.
Well, in the United States, they created the charter school laws to help the public schools keep up with the demand. And also, it's about school choice.
Yeah.
It's about giving one size does not fit all. So,
yeah.
Long story short, we start helping an education company who was operating these schools, and we started helping them with getting facilities.
Wow.
And since we had a lot of development expertise already, we were starting to apply that to charter schools, and I really just kind of fell in love with it. Because,
well, you will. I mean, it's very personal to you.
Yes, and it was you're building public school student stations. So I got into it like a fish in water, and plus we were still looking for a solution for the son. And as fast forward now to 2008, we built 3 or 4 of these, and I'm in a private school for severely autistic kids where it was 25 students with 25 teachers. And the program cost $45,000 a year.
So one-on-one, basically.
And by the way, Max's daughter was there. My son, Mikey, was there. And now I'm doing a lot in charter schools. And by coincidence, another charter school big executive was also in the school. And we start coming together, and we said, because what was happening to us at the school, we had parents that were working 2 jobs and putting second mortgages on their house because they were working people, and who the heck can afford $45,000 for elementary school? Yeah. And we said, can this work as a charter? And
I've got goosebumps.
We didn't think it could until we found out how the state funds special needs. And by coincidence, the funding for special needs was like triple what it is for mainstream kids. But still, we were getting in funding like $17,000 a student. Remember, we're in a program that costs $45,000.
Yeah.
So the state of Florida Department of Education funds $17,000 per student, and the program we wanted to do was $21,000.
That's fantastic.
So that means we had to fundraise $4,000 a student to keep the lights on and get the teachers paid and do all that.
Yeah. But you did it.
Fast forward, we founded the South Florida Autism Charter School.
Wow.
In 2008, first year we served 81 kids. And today we serve over 300. And now we serve kids from kindergarten to age 22. And then there's even my son attends an adult program that he was one of the first graduates of the school. In fact, as the board vice chair, I gave my son his diploma.
Yeah.
Graduated from high school.
That's fantastic.
And
can he, if you don't mind me asking, can he talk? Is he
he's
verbal?
nonverbal. He's nonverbal. He's receptive. You could, you tell him, Mikey, get up. Mikey, get dressed. Mikey, we're going to eat here. He knows what clothes to put on if we're going to a nice place. Mikey, play golf. He puts on his golf clothes.
Oh, really?
Oh, he has a personal trainer. He has a personal trainer 3 times a week. He plays golf.
Sounds like he does better than me.
Yeah. He plays golf every weekend. He loves to go snorkeling. The kid has skied double blacks and Vail.
That's insane.
So, yeah. So physically, tremendous.
And that's all, I believe that's all because of what you did. The schools, just being able to have that.
We wanted him not to lack for anything.
Of course. So then putting the charter schools to one side, how did you get into the affordable home? So it's only for rentals. You can't buy.
I sell moderate income rental houses.
So can you talk about some of your developments? Because I was looking at the pictures. They're beautiful.
Well, actually, charter schools had a role in starting to do that because one of the toughest things about building charter schools is the deadlines are very, very strict. So as you see, all these gray hairs on my head came from...
But you've got a full head of hair.
Thank God, but it's now white. But the reason... there was a lot of stress.
To be honest, I don't know how you deal with that kind of stress when there's that many people.
It's astronomical.
Yeah, I can only
So
believe,
I also said to myself, hey, I'm getting a little bit older now, and maybe I don't want to almost have a heart attack every time I build a project. So we started looking at this sector, moderate income housing, because it was also A, a high demand, B, if I did deliver it this month, I could still deliver it next month.
Yeah.
And C, capital markets, the pool of money to invest, to lend, to build. It was a much more mainstream product. Where charter schools, I'd have to teach the banks 6 months what the heck it was before I could get a loan on it.
Wow.
So this, obviously moderate income housing, workforce housing, they call it. This is big demand throughout the state. The employment growth that's gone on.
And it's for, the, I wouldn't say regular, but just for
working people.
Working people. From my background in England, from where I came from, I wouldn't, we talk about luxury on the show, but
that's for the 1%ers.
It is, and
or
it's
the half of 1%ers.
Yeah, and it's a struggle because one, we're running out of land, as you know.
I know.
And two, you've got these high rises that everything's from like 1 million plus, and there's nothing for people that are that have just got married.
Of course. Well, wait.
Newlyweds.
My sons have friends that got married, and they're living all the way down in Homestead.
Yeah.
Because that was the only place they could afford to get into.
Yeah.
So, and that's why you see there's so much traffic in Miami, because you have a lot. You would not believe the amount of people that work here but can't afford to live here.
Yeah.
So you got big commutes from Western Broward. You got big commute from Eastern Broward. People coming as far as Palm Beach County, and then South Dade, which is really not Miami.
Yeah.
It's Homestead, Florida City down there. You got a huge commute from them coming up to the city.
Yeah, even with COVID, there were people that I thought were doing well actually started moving in together, had roommates. I mean, I know you mentioned, is it with this building right now?
We're talking about Isla or the one we're doing now?
The one that you're doing now. You said you had all the problems during COVID.
Oh my God. Well, imagine I applied for my loan on April of 2020. Not knowing yet really what COVID was all about. So government basically shut down. So I'm a year where my application's sitting in a federal agency with the doors locked and you're not allowed to go in there.
Oh, did you sleep at night?
Welcome to my world.
With a hammer over the head.
So wait, you go 9 months later, we're finally starting to get some traction on the loan. And what happens? Construction costs, people are now coming back to work. So all the supply chain delays, like you couldn't get air conditioners. You can't get Siemens, who is the largest manufacturer of electrical panels, which is how your power is on.
I actually didn't know that.
In the world.
I didn't know that.
Siemens would tell you want an electrical panel, 55 weeks. So, in fact, we just completed a school in February, and the reason the school was late 6 months, the building's done, but didn't have an electrical panel. They promised us the electrical. We ordered the electrical.
I mean, what do you do in a situation like that?
You're stuck. You're stuck. So we waited. We forecasted getting our electrical panel in December. The building's almost done. December comes, no electrical panel. Oh, it's on the way. Oh, no, it's in South Carolina. It's being loaded. Blah, 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 blah. Finally gets here in February. We have kids
That's
in
insane.
modular classrooms and trailers trying to get into
Trying
the
to get
building.
in.
And they just got into the building a month and a half ago.
Can you show me? Is it Isla? Can we
Isla,
go?
yes.
Yeah, Isla. Sorry, Isla.
I
Can we
have
go?
to teach the Anglos how to say Isla. Sorry. No, don't worry. They answer the phone. This is in Brevard County. And when they answer my phone, they go, Isla Apartments.
Oh,
and
my
and I
goodness.
go, it's Isla. Isla is island in Spanish.
Yeah, Isla.
Isla.
Can we go through the pictures? I'd love to see.
Sure.
Show.
So you'll see that that's a four-story, what we call a four-story garden. And then it has the amenity package is, you have all the amenities with it. You have clubhouse. You have pool.
Does it come furnished?
The units don't come furnished, but you'll see that. You see, that's all a common area space for the tenants to use. See, I hope you got the gym in there because I'm really proud of the gym.
Yeah, that's
there's
beautiful.
pool tables, bar setup. Check out my gym.
Oh my goodness!
And by the way, which helps the residents, they drop their gym membership and they got a gym on site.
Yeah,
adds
because
another
gym memberships are a
$100
fortune.
50 to $100 a month.
Yeah.
That they can work on site.
What's the cage thing in the middle?
Oh yeah, those are like pull-up bars that you could crawl across and all different outdoor barbecues.
Goodness.
Yeah, you really try to make it so when they get home they don't have to leave. I mean, there's a pool area. And they're 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms. So we roll into January of, is it 21? Yeah, January of 21. All 3 buildings supposed to be done. Guess what? We only have kitchen cabinets for 1 building.
For 1 building?
1 building. Because of supply chain delays, the kitchens were manufactured in Indiana. They could only get a 65 and they owed us 197. But there's a good part of this story. So thank God we get the first building done. We start renting that building. So in 21, there was a massive surge because now everybody's coming back to the workforce, jobs exploding. So a building that we were supposed to rent in 18 months, we rented in 17 weeks.
Wow.
So by the time the cabinets got there for the other 2 buildings, we started renting in March. The building was full in September.
That's incredible.
And we projected 18 months, not 17 weeks. And we were like, so there's some good things happen.
Yeah.
So
that was like a miracle.
Yes. So there's the, it comes with the islands and all that. The furniture, no, but all the appliances are there.
Is it dog friendly? Is it?
Dog park.
Really?
We have a dog park. Dog is a big part of our business.
I think I might move in.
Dogs are, absolutely welcomed. And it's another revenue stream. They pay like a $25 extra to have the pet. And we got a dog gymnasium.
That's amazing.
Stuff they could jump over. It's a fenced area.
That's incredible.
So you try to make it, and it's housing that people can afford.
It's like you said, you make it where once they're there, they don't have to leave.
And they're renting here for under $2,000 a month.
Really?
Yeah. That's the sector we go after. I would say it's from $1,500, an expensive apartment of ours, the super expensive 3-bedroom, maybe $2,100, $2,200. Oh. Now, let me bring you back to reality. You're not in Miami.
No.
This is
$2,100 in Miami.
This is Palm Bay. This is just south of Melbourne.
Right.
Okay, so this is Space Coast.
Explain to me
this
where
is
Melbourne
Elon Musk
is.
Melbourne is where Elon Musk is launching satellites and rockets.
Okay.
And Amazon is doing all. It's the home of NASA. NASA, as you know, was privatized, where they shrunk NASA down. And now there's all military contractors and aviation manufacturers.
I'm sure Max's brother lives in that area.
Max's brother does live in there. I think he's in Vera, which is just south of here. We're probably 45 minutes north of Max's brother.
That's
so
wonderful.
This is a space. Well, put it this way: they have some small engineering colleges there, and it says, "Get your engineering degree, make $100,000." Because that's how the demand for the engineering and tech jobs are in this area. It's known as the Space Coast.
Well, I was just looking at all the land around it. So is that like a forest area?
Yeah. Well, that picture right there is an artist rendering.
Okay.
Next, in that project, that's Montego Square in Fort Myers that we just started on right now.
Wow.
But you see that the design, if you look at Isla, it's kind of what we want to do all over the place. Maybe the paint color changes, maybe the building's bigger or smaller, but it's a 4-story apartment. And by the way, these garden apartments, one thing that we did was in garden apartment, they used to be a very economic, they wanted to make it the most economical when these were built in the 80s and 90s and 1000s. But the 3rd floor, there was no elevators. So if you lived on the 3rd floor, you're carrying your flat screen up to the 3rd floor.
Or just groceries, just anything.
And I was about to say, if you're carrying your groceries and God forbid you're a single mom, you're holding your kid's hand while carrying your groceries up to the third
and a
floor.
stroller. Forget
So
it.
in that product, the third floor was the lowest rent of the building, and the first floor was the highest rent. When we put in elevators in them, and we, among us and everybody else, the trend changed. Now your fourth floor is your most valuable property, and your third floor is your second most valuable.
It's funny, I prefer
and now
to
you
be on
can
the
take an
ground.
elevator with your groceries up to the third floor.
I mean, when you look at this for the price point that you told me, to me it looks like a 5-star resort. If it was if it was right in the middle of Miami, it'd be
this in Miami
fortune.
would rent for $1,000 more per unit.
No, even more than that, double, easily.
Yeah, you have all the amenity package, and it's just again, we have in Isla, we had City of Palm Bay employees, we had police officers, we have nurses. What I was shocked at is we had 40% families with kids, and I can't tell you how many single moms.
Really?
How many single moms are in here?
I'm a single mom, so.
No, I'm just saying that we thought it was great for them.
It is,
and it's also secure and safe.
Yeah,
you know, it's in a safe area.
And it's
usually
a
abuts
community.
it usually abuts a single family housing project right off I-95. Malabar Road is one of the main north-south, but convenient to transportation, convenient to work.
I was just about to ask you that. So it's close to everything, basically.
Yeah, well, Malabar Road, which is the first road off, which is how you get on 95. Home Depot's there, Publix is there, Walmart's there, pharmacy. And this is maybe a mile or two from the place in your car.
It's incredible.
So you can run and get groceries. And you can also, you know, they're probably working at Harris Corporation or Martin Marietta, Northrop Grumman or General Electric. And, you know, L3 Harris headquarters is probably 3 miles to the north.
Amazing.
And they have like 8,000 employees, and they hire 800 people a year. So demand for this is pretty big.
So we're coming to an end. I could talk to you all day. Just quickly, where do you think the market's going in your industry?
We're going through challenges now because everybody's having trouble. Florida has one big problem that some of the other states don't have. Our insurance costs are skyrocketing.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm talking about, you know, a building like this has an insurance premium of $300,000.
Oh, I can believe it, yeah.
And I think I just renewed my premium for $425. And that's not money that you could pass on to the tenants. So all apartment landlords are being very severely affected, and we're worried about it causing, you know, some guys, insurance costs can make it hard to pay their mortgage.
Yeah.
So
I heard that.
It's a statewide problem. It's a statewide problem.
Well, fingers crossed, everything seems to be
well, they did pass some laws that are supposed to reduce the amount of litigation with the insurance companies. So we'll see if that lowers the premium. And then also right now, you know, mortgage and interest rates are horrible. So
awful. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
You're fantastic. I love your work. And it's just so nice to hear different people's stories, you know, in real estate. And I love what you're doing for the community. So thank you, Robert, for coming on the show. Guys, thank you for watching the Beach Channel. We're talking everything real estate, and we'll be back soon. Thank you.